Welcome to Live with Aaron and Kelly. I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And we have All-Star Celebrity Apprentice Claudia Jordan on the phone right now. Are you there, Claudia?
I'm here. How are you?
Welcome.
We're great.
Yeah.
Now, Claudia, before we start the interview, I got to warn you. When we found out that we were interviewing you, my co-host Aaron was like, oh, we get to talk to Claudia Jordan. So he was so excited. And he's
Just
blushing.
a little excited.
He
but
was a little excited.
How you doing? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
How you doing?
Oh, Aaron.
Good now.
So Claudia, talk to us. What can we expect from this season? It's All-Star Celebrity Apprentice, so we're expecting some big things.
Well, when I first got there, like the first kind of meet and greet and meet the cast, I looked around the room. I'm like, I have no idea who the clear winner would be or the competition. Like it's just like a kooky cast. Like I just
So
don't.
nobody
I
had
don't know what to
talent in that.
expect.
You're like,
Yeah, it was like a bunch of weirdos. I'm like, wow, I'm with a bunch of weirdos and misfits. But that's I love that kind of train wreck TV, So, and then when I flew to New York from L.A., on the plane, I see Gary Busey. And I knew he was going to be on the show. So I was like, let me go introduce myself to him. So I was like, hey, Gary, I'm Claudia. I'm going to be on the show with you. So he insisted that I sit with him. He's like, sit over here. I'm like, no, I'm cool. I want to go sleep. And he kept telling the flight attendant to make me come over there. So I went over there, and we talked. And he's a very sweet guy. We talked about Indian spirits and his brush with death, and spirits told him who was going to win the election, but they were wrong. All kinds of stuff. It was a very interesting conversation with Gary Busey.
Claudia, it's interesting. I'm glad you brought that up because I actually interviewed you a few years ago, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, before Barack Obama got elected, and I interviewed you on the red carpet, and you actually heard him speak, like even before he was the Democratic candidate, and you were already kind of pulling for him. What do you think about all the success he's had, and now he's in his second term? What's your thoughts on that?
I'm very proud of him. Being the first African-American president, I feel like he had an uphill battle against him. Like, he's kind of damned if he does, damned if he doesn't.
Yeah.
And I feel like people won't realize how much work he did until, years down the line. When you have a Congress that is absolutely not cooperating with the president and who is willing to hold the country hostage for the benefit of their party, you have a problem. That's a problem. Sure. And I hope voters remember that, in the midterm elections coming up, and realize that, we can't have these selfish politicians, and if they're going to behave like this, kick them out. Put them out of work. Let them get in the unemployment line. Because I see a man that's trying his best, who cares about the middle class and cares about America. And some of the things that come out against him, it's sickening to me. It's sickening. Democrat, Republican, whatever you are, I feel like we should be helping the president and not hindering him so he doesn't become a successful president. But I'm proud of him, and I support him 100%.
Wait.
I was going to say, when is Claudia running for president? Go, Claudia. Right? I think I said that to you years ago.
I'm definitely into politics, and it's something I'm interested in. I've spoke to Trump about it before, before the first election with Barack, and it's just I'm just interested in just seeing how things play out with big business and people and the media and how things are so manipulated. It's really interesting, an interesting world. It really is.
Yeah.
Well, now, okay.
And I covered the Democratic Convention, and I've been to fundraisers. I'm very active.
That's great.
So being as active as you are, Claudia, again, going into it, you said you kind of couldn't see who would be a forerunner. Now, having completed it, without giving anything away, who do you admire from the show, if anybody?
I really admire Little John. I admire Brandy Roderick. I admire Lisa Rinna for coming back, and she did awesome this time around. Trace Atkins. I think I did a lot better. Well, I know I did a lot better than the last time. It's definitely a hard show to be on. It's not fun and games. We tried to have fun, but you're delirious, you're exhausted, you're probably not making sense. I know in a couple of these shows I'm looking probably beat down and tired. I probably look like I aged 20 years. I had the flu again.
Claudia, you could never look aged 20 years. I'm just saying. No, but
I'm no spring chicken, I just kind of.
Neither am I, but no. But Claudia, no. Seriously though, how much time is all of that compressed into? How much time did they do that for the show?
The entire season is shot within 5 weeks.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
So just think about that for a second. An entire season in 5 weeks. Now, if you're the first one fired, you're going to go home after like about a week.
Right.
You have some press stuff, but you still like we shot a new episode every 2 days. You only have Sundays off. So that's the one day you can work out, go get groceries, whatever. Get your nails done. But you're so tired. You don't want to do, like, I think my day off, I was in the emergency room because I had the flu. So I had to go get, like, Z-Packs, and, I was beat down. And it's so exhausting. And then we had the storm while we were out there. When Hurricane Sandy come through.
Oh, that was during that time.
So
Wow. You guys just got hammered. I mean, so you did it probably at one of the worst times it could be on the East Coast.
It was the worst.
Whoa.
It was the worst. And it was, I will say, like, some of my teammates I absolutely adore, and I still will be in touch. We'll be friends, probably lifelong friends. You know, I had friends before I went on there, and we didn't remain friends. And then I also made friends on the show that I'll definitely, like, good people, good. Little John, Brandy Roderick, LaToya Jackson, just awesome people.
We're glad you mentioned Brandy Roderick. We had her earlier on the show. What was so special about Brandy?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? People are quick to write off beautiful women and think they just get by in their looks, or they're bitchy, or they're airheads, especially in LA, because a lot of times that's true. Mm-hmm. But with Brandy, she's beautiful, and she's kind, and she's resourceful. She's on top of things. She's smart. She was my right hand when I was on that show. Like, let me tell you, I love her. I can't say enough things about her.
Could we maybe see something like a collaboration from the two of you guys in the future, possibly?
I'd love to work with Brandy, and I don't know how we could do something together, but I would definitely love to do something with her, because she's somebody I respect. I respect her. And Little John as well. Like, he's this rapper. He's got the gold in his mouth. He's got the dreads. And you see him, and people that, let's be honest, people are quick to assume based on appearances, oh, he's probably just some gangster rapper. He couldn't be the furthest thing from that.
Wow.
This man is smart. He's an expert with branding and marketing. He's awesome, and he's really, really smart, and he's kind, and he's even-tempered, no attitude, no ego, and this guy's a star. So, and LaToya, she's a Jackson. She could easily come in there with a diva attitude, the sweetest woman you'll ever meet until you cross her, and you'll see she definitely checks Omarosa. So,
good. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to see a different Omarosa this time around? Because, she's gone through some things,
That's
recently.
true.
Are we going to see a different side of her this year, or what are we going to see from her?
I was hoping that we would see a different side, because her and I were friends before the show, and I was at the funeral for Michael Clark Duncan. Rest in peace. I adore him, and I really thought, with her being a reverend now, that things are going to be different, and she's going to be a kinder, gentler Omarosa, and all I can say is just have to tune in and see.
Wow. Do you think reality shows bring out sometimes the worst in us versus other time?
Absolutely.
Like what do you think?
Well, it depends what kind of person you are. To me, I will say 98% of the people on the show had a career and had a body of work before they got on Celebrity Apprentice, and I think those people handle things differently.
Gotcha.
And someone who just came up on reality, and shots fired, whatever. I mean, but that just kind of is what it is. And if your whole thing is, you are this character because of a reality show, then you probably feel like you have to play that to the 10th degree. I mean, I think you don't have to be a jerk on reality TV to do well. Yeah, what's wrong with being smart and nice? What's wrong with being classy? What's wrong with, you can still be sassy and have some witty comebacks, you know what I mean? Like,
you just described Kelly.
Thank you, Aaron.
I'm not just talking about Celebrity Apprentice. Like, there's so many shows where people go on TV and they are complete, idiots and mean and evil, and it's like, that's the example we're setting for people. Like, if you act like this, you'll get on TV. And I'm here to be one of those people that you don't have to be like that kind of person. You can still be cool. You can still be smart. You can still be witty. Like I said, Little John, Brandy, the list goes on and on about other people that, kind of the other side of that coin.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
reality TV, it puts a microscope on things. It's a magnifying glass, actually. You know, like, you can't hide who you are on that show.
Exactly. Well, we want to give you a big shout out before we let you go. You are fighting for the Tom Joyner Foundation. I'm from Chicago, so
Yes.
I grew up listening to him. That's such a great foundation. We wish you all the best, and we will be tuning in this Sunday, March 3rd at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Time to watch All-Star Celebrity Apprentice. Thanks so much, Claudia.
Please, and thank you, and follow me on Twitter.
Oh,
We will. We will. We'll get
we
you.
will
We'll
follow you.
Aaron will definitely follow you.
Goodbye, Claudia.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for your time,
Claudia.
guys. Appreciate it.